Hello guys, this is Fish College Products. So we have over 50,000 catfish seed available. We have fingerlings, we have post fingerlings, we have juvenile, we have jumbo. So feel free to place your order right now. Just give us a call and we will make that delivery to you all the way from Port Harcourt City to wherever your farm is located. But make it not far too much. All right, thank you. Within the South region and Southeast, we got you covered. Call us now. I have good, wonderful seed that will help you enjoy fish farming. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We love you. We love you.
Together we change the story, farming life, a path to glory. Fish college, catch your dreams, success is closer than it seems. Learn the skills, take the lead, feed the nation, meet the need. Fish college, yes we can, empower farmers across the land.
Good day, everyone. So it's my pleasure to have you again in our channel. So we're going to be starting a new teaching series. This teaching series is going to be a detailed teaching on everything you need to know about managing of fish from fingerling to table size, and also all you need to know about hatching. So we're going to be taking them bit by bit. We're going to start with the genesis, which is from the beginning, what you need to know before you set up a fish pond, and going to type of pond, type of fish that can be stocked. You see some people asking different questions like, why is it that it's only catfish that people are training? Why are people not training titles? So you're going to see the reason in this material. You're going to also get to know about how you can manage your water. Some people are confused on the kind of borehole to use. So people are confused whether to use stream water or river water. So all that and many more, we are going to explain, both feeding and the rest. So we're going to be taking them bit by bit. We'll be using a code for those who will be witnessing this particular training for the first time, using FSH 001. As the beginning, we'll have FSH 001, FSH 002. That is how we are going to run them. So with title. So the purpose today is just our introductory class. So the purpose of doing this lecture now is to help those who are in fish business to be sustained. Some don't have some basic knowledge, and it's affecting them. It's making them to be regretting why they are doing the business. And for those who want to come into the business, why there are thousands of people who are making millions, who are really making it big full time in the business. So it's very much important for you to sit down and learn. So without taking much of our time in this series, we want to be considering the introductory aspect of fish farming. So after looking at the introductory aspect of fish farming, we'll be looking at the factors to consider before investing in fish farming. I will counsel you to try everything you can to get this material. When you get this material, you understand much more better. So when you're talking about fish farming, from the history, people normally get to the river to get fish, which some are still doing. But presently now, because of human increase in population and somehow the use of some harsh chemicals, even when you get to the river to get fish, you may not be able to get much like the number that they used to get in those days. So there are so many factors that result in we practicing what we call aquaculture. Aquaculture is a system where you now train these fish on a controlled environment, and the purpose of training them on a controlled environment is in two phases. One, some people practice aquaculture, that is practice it because of they want to have fish to eat, and some to sell, to meet up some basic needs. Some practice fish farming because of they have passion for fish. Maybe you just want to be feeding them. So those kind of people, you see them not keeping proper record. So why there are people that practice what we call commercial fish farming. In commercial fish farming, the sole aim is to make profit. So in this teaching, I'll be focusing more on those people who are interested in commercial fish farming business. So number one factor before you must venture into fish farming is getting a land. So before you venture into this business, you don't just need to set up the business in your own land. Okay, you must sit down and reason on the kind of land that supports fish farming. Number one factor is, if you know you want to do it in a big way to make money, it is good for you to get a land that is very very close to drainage system, so that you don't have challenge of disposing your water. So when you get a land that is close to maybe a river or any canal, you can easily channel your wastewater to be moving to that place. Okay, because there are so many people who, they just wake up in the morning and want to go into fish farming, they start building pond, and before you know, when there is pollution, when the water get too bad, and possibly maybe you couldn't change all the water, the smell begin to trouble your neighbors, trouble your street. Before you know, the government can even ask you to quit the environment. And the possibility of moving your farm, relocating it from where it is to another place, is always a big challenge. So it's very much important for you to be careful to ensure that you get a land that supports the system. You are looking at factors to considered. Okay, factors to be considered before investing in fish farming. So we are still looking at land. We have about 7 factors that are applying. There are many, but I actually apply 7 here. So now you also need to consider land that, if possible, land that are waterlogged, so that you can be able to construct earthen pond. Actually, that impresses you. So when you buy land in area that are waterlogged, you can easily dig or construct earthen pond there. And the advantage of earthen pond is that you will not spend much in changing your water, though there are many factors that we still need to consider. So we'll be looking at that when we'll be talking about type of pond. So I will encourage you to follow this series, so when you will learn on how to manage the different type of pond, you will now know the one that you can use. But I'm trying to spread that when you have areas that are waterlogged, you have this advantage of you have the advantage of creating earthen pond, and that will help you in a very long extent. Then it's also important for you to do a survey to be sure that there is water available in case you want to construct borehole, because there are people who buy land, and when they now try to sink borehole, after all the whole construction they have done, they discover that there's no water. Hence, this leads us to the next thing that we are going to be looking at. We're going to be considering the number 2 factor, water. Now, water almost have priority than land. Why I say so is because there is something we call cage culture. So in developed area, even in our country, like I myself, I did a little cage culture sometimes ago in a water. So just submerge cage and put some feed there, but not really for a commercial purpose. I think that was when I was doing my seminar. So there are big developed area where people submerge cage in the river, in the sea, and they train fish there. So that is not what I want to look at now. So my whole point is that before you venture into fish farming, you must ensure that there is abundance of water in the land that in the site where you want to site this business. You must ensure that there is abundance of water, so that you will not have challenge of like one of my clients who was telling me that he actually not based in Nigeria, and the consultant, I didn't know why the consultant did not really carry him along, and after the whole setup they discovered that while pumping water, after pumping water for like 30 minutes or 1 hour, the water will finish, which is not good. So it's good that number one, when you have gotten the location where you want to set up this farm, try your possible best to get all these geologists that can verify to check if there is underground water. I don't know whether they call it aquifers. Do you get? They have to check it for you to ensure that where you dig borehole, you can have access to good water that can serve you. And I did not mean to call aboki people to come and dig all this small well. That's not what I'm talking about, because you cannot depend on this well water to run your farm. I mean good water mass. Exactly. So, and still on this water, we are actually going to talk about water, and we're going to talk about water as a topic where we discuss a lot of things about water. But still, while checking the water, two things you need to consider is the water quantity and the quality. So in this quality, you need to get an aquacultural expert that will check the pH, which is very much important. But nevertheless, for now, even if the pH is acidic, no matter the level, we normally upgrade it. We used to balance it, okay? Because at the course of the work, I discovered that many water from boreholes are even acidic. So we normally balance it, else people will not enjoy this business. Do you get? So another point we're going to be looking at is fund. We're going to be looking at fund. In this business, we have different categories of people. We have people that have made money and they want to invest in fish farming. And we have people, like the virtue of my work, I'm interacting with youth, training different classes of youth. So we have people who just want to start life. Like some days ago, at the course of doing this video, someone posted me, he said he want to start making his earning from fish farming. He want to start as a beginner. So my counsel is, how do you generate fund? How do you generate fund for beginners? Let me start with beginners. I normally teach people how to start from zero level and grow. How to generate fund is this. Now, fish farming is very broad. Fish farming is very broad. You can start with partnership. You can partner with, like I myself, I'm into fingerling production and I do a lot of things. You can choose to partner with me, assist me in marketing my fish. Maybe assist me in marketing 100,000 fish, and that will give you commission. I also have other farms that I set up that their challenge is marketing. So you can decide to work as an agent in helping them. It's not a sin to work as an agent. The only thing that is a sin is to steal people's wealth. So you work as an agent to buy and resell. To some level, is what I did for my students anyway. I normally give them fish to sell, okay? When they sell, they get me back the money. So, but I try to ensure that the whole thing is secured in order for our products and money not to get lost. So by so doing, you can carry this exercise for 6 months, 1 year. Then if while doing it, whatever money you get, you may not be able to buy land, but you can use the money to rent an apartment that you can lay your head and also set up 1 or 2 things that you'll be doing. Then for beginners, I normally stress it, and I'm still saying it in this video, I don't encourage beginners to train fish for a long time. So you can train fish for a long time, but get my point very clear. I don't want you to depend solely on that aspect of fish farming, because fish farming is broad. You need to do that one. Let me say you can be training 100 to 200 fish or even less. Remember, I'm addressing beginners. Because one of our major focus in this video is to help those who feel that all hope is lost and they really want to make it from this business. So while training 100 to 200, you will learn, which is part of what we still train people, how to make barbecue and pepper soup. Get a joint where you can be doing this barbecue and pepper soup and be selling and be feeding this fish. By so doing, you will see that if it is 100 fish, you might end up selling, like now the average cost of a kg of fish is around 3,000 to 4,000 depending on location. 3,000 to 4,000 depending on location. So if you now have average of 1.5 kg and you now multiply it by 100, you can see that you can use that money now to expand what you are doing and still make some savings. You can go into hashing. You can invest in hashing. Like I myself, one of the things that helped me in the journey of my life is hashing. One of my mentors actually threw a challenge to me that I should try to be producing 100,000, and that changed my, because my target, what I was doing then was 10,000 to 20,000, and he told me you can make it 100,000, and the thing went to my mind, and I start doing it. That's when I started. You get? So you can master hashing and now invest into hashing. You get? So I'm addressing this for those who are beginner. Then secondly, you can still do a joint work. Get people of like mind. Do not wait for the government. Get people of like mind. You can get 3 persons or 5 persons that have the same mind with you. And how much do all of you have? Maybe it is 100,000 or 200,000. You can put them together and make sure that there are people that you trust, that are not lazy, that are diligent, so that your money will not lose. Do you understand? So that your money will not lose. To spend hard-earned money, to lose hard-earned money is always painful. So when you get that hard-earned money, it's good enough for you to try your best to see how to guide it. This teaching I'm giving is for everybody, especially the core members that I train. All of you that are hearing me, so that the little money you are saving at the cost of your service here, or the one that you have served, be bold enough to use them and start this stuff that I am telling you. Is that clear? Do not wait for it's a good thing for you to apply for loan and grant, but I keep telling people, stop waiting. Like one of the challenges I have with many youth is they keep telling me that I need capital, I need capital. I myself, I didn't wait for capital. Is that clear? If you wait for capital, you will remain there, and before you know, your colleagues will be getting married, building houses, and you'll be there saying that you are doing yahoo yahoo, not knowing that not all of them are doing yahoo yahoo as you raising. So try your possible best and do something about this. Then for the big boys that have money, what I do is very, very simple. Now be bold enough to tell us that this is what I want to do. If you have 100 million, you have 50 million, we are not going to steal your money. We can come up with a plan. First of all, you buy the land, okay? You buy the land and ensure that it's very, very easy to know if water is available there. Get those men that drill borehole, get professionals, okay? And if possible, maybe you have borehole in the land or your neighbors have borehole. So if water is available there, you can tell us the number of plots and give us a scope. While watching this video, I believe that before you come across the video, you have done some research on yourself. So you need to know what you want for yourself. Then we will interact. When we interact, we'll give you more instances. Then we'll now know how to use that your money to set up the business. And I normally appreciate it when people that save money invest in this business, because it grants us the opportunity to create more opportunity, more job opportunity for youth who are out there looking for 1 or 2 things to do. Then number 4 is knowledge. Knowledge is light. The Bible said that my people perish because of what? Lack of knowledge. So if you don't have knowledge about this business, I don't encourage you to invest in it. You need to sit down and learn. Sit down and let a professional teach you. Then also carry out your own findings. Carry your own findings. Visit people, interact with people that are successful. Don't interact with those people that are failing, because many of them will not tell you their problems. Some of them have, they are victim of some of these some of the things that I'm saying here, they don't do proper findings and they just invest because of how somebody say I make millions in fish farming, I build house in fish farming, I buy car in fish farming, and the next thing they all jump into it to start making proper finding. At the end, maybe they'll just go and dig 18 pond in area that is not okay. Before you know, thieves will just come and make away with their fish. Do you get? So you need to ensure that you sit down to learn. Fish farming is very very broad. We have the hatchery aspect, we have the grower aspect, we have the processing aspect, we have the feed meat production aspect, and we have the exportation aspect. You can just be buying and be exporting. It's very very broad. We have the middlemen wey their work is just to buy fish from people who are producing and they'll be selling. So it's actually very very broad. You need to gather knowledge to understand, to know the areas which you will love to invest. I don't know if what I'm teaching is making sense. Okay, so meanwhile, as this lecture is going on, if you have questions, you can drop a question on the comment section and we will attend to you. Then after this, remember this is FSH 001. After this teaching, there's an exam for it for those who have registered with us. So we'll give you the exam to do to ascertain your level of understanding. Okay, I will encourage you, for those of you who the Lord have blessed that are ready to start, as soon as you learn, carry out your finding. Then this point I want to mention now, you can see I'm using red letter now to write it. I'm using red pen to write. Power. Now before you site your fish farm, ensure that you put this into consideration, because one thing about farming is that every day we use power. In fish farming, we pump water. Like we pump water very very well. Sometimes you be pumping water from morning till night, depending on the capacity of your farm. So what is my counsel? Ensure that your farm is sited in area that have reliable source of power, that you don't even spend more. There are areas that they will give you light very well, but when you look at the cost, it's very very high. But for now, what I do encourage people to use is ensure you make use of solar system. Close eye and buy solar pump, buy solar facilities and put in your farm. They will actually help you to a great level to cut down costs. Close eye and do what? Get them. For a good time, I have companies that are partner with to supply people solar pump, and by the mercy of God, it has been working very very well. So what am I saying? You can look into this. Okay, don't just go and site your farm where you be using generator from morning till night. Man, that farm may not survive, because when you now check the cost of fuel, the cost of pumping water, the cost of running some facilities in the farm, you see that in a month you will be spending close to 500,000. And this thing now, only the sunlight can give it to you. All you just need to do is to close eye. That is part of what I used to tell people, that while planning for your farm, you need to take time and plan. Don't just buy everything once, except God bless you, you have plenty money, you have been saving. But as a beginner, you can be buying bit by bit, and be keeping. So our time is almost going off. So the next point we are going to look at is market. For now, marketing is not a challenge. Back those days, we normally tell people, well, still very very important, very very important. Why siting your farm is good for you to site your farm in the central zone. You get site your farm in the central zone where you know that you can easily move your facility, your products from there to the market, or people can come from the market to your farm to come and buy them, especially when you are doing mass production. Let your farm don't be too inside. Okay, but nevertheless, in this digital era, I keep telling people that marketing is not a challenge. For fish, you can choose to process all your fish and be exporting them, which so many people are doing, and they are making good money from it. You can choose to produce all your fish in that remote area and process them, or even as fresh. Once they are ready, you can choose to move them from that place to anywhere that is needed. One thing I need to understand that marketing we are going to take time to discuss marketing. Like we have marketing in one of the chapter here. I think that is in chapter 10. So we have business strategy. We have marketing and business strategy. So while looking at it, we take time to discuss proper how this marketing will be done, because some people will call me that my fish are ready and I don't have buyer. You don't need to wait until you have started making enough production before you start to make publicity. As soon as you set up your farm, begin to let people know. Then when you know that your product will be ready in 2 weeks time, begin to do all manner of promotion. Use the social media. The social media now, like almost every average human being on earth have an Android phone. I don't know for other country, but in Nigeria, from secondary school they all have Android phone. So harness the power of the social media to push, launch your business on time. Don't wait until your fruit arrives before you start making promotion, because when you wait, before buyer can come, all of them can overripe and get bad. So do your best. Like this fish, one thing about the fish is that once they are due and you do not send them to market, it may shock you that every day as you are feeding them, you are making loss already. You are making loss already. So these points I am actually making now, I think they are very very much important. The last point I have, there are many factors, but the last point which we are going to look at here is labor. What did I say? Labor. So we are going to look at labor. So the labor, we have different kinds of labor. We have the skilled labor and we have the unskilled labor. Do your best. Some people like going for very cheap labor. Don't go for cheap labor. Go for the expensive guys that have something upstairs. You understand? So that they will give you something good. Then even when you get those cheap guys, take time, sit them down, get a good mentor, good consultant to train them. We used to do that work, or you can send them for training. But let me tell you something, when you are doing it, know that you are doing it unto God, because sometimes when you help those boys, some of them, when they get to your farm, after they have worked for some time, they will decide to do what? Move to go and start their own. So that's why it's very much important for you. I did tell people that have a system. Create a good system for yourself, okay? As you employ 3 persons, as they are moving, have some other person that are under them. Like, I don't know how I'm going to put this in for you, or you can still partner with us. Like me now, because of we always train people, so we do help people to balance their workers. When a worker leave, we do help them to still send an expert that will help to cover. Then treat your workers well, give them good accommodation. Like, we the generation that we have now, we are trying our best to change the mindset which we have about farmers. When you go to a farm, big farm, you see some people that will build a very gigantic farm, but the accommodation is what messed up. Make sure that everything is standard. The people that are working there are not animals. Treat them very well and pay them well, so they will not have enough reason to steal. Okay, and make sure you put good cameras around. There are things that you put in place. When your workers see it, they will not steal, they will be happy. But the situation whereby you don't pay your workers well, maybe the money you are paying them is not even enough for their feeding, and you are wicked. You get me clearly? I say you are what? You are wicked. So you need to ensure that you give your worker enough things that God Almighty will know that you have satisfied them. They will be praying for you, okay? And also be interested in their own plans. Because personally, I do work with most of these young boys that they send to farm, because when I visit farms, I take time to interact with them. So be open to them, so that one day you not wake up from sleep and you decide that you will now discover that you are shouting, Michael, where are you? Not knowing that Michael have jumped fence and moved to Jos or moved to which state, maybe Benue or any place he came from, Akwa. You get? So take good time to rewatch this video again, and do get this training booklet and read. Do get this training booklet and read. And good Lord will continue to help us, okay? So in our next teaching, we're going to be looking at fish pond. We're going to take time to discuss fish pond. We're going to be considering, we have earthen pond, we have concrete pond, we have plastic, we have tarpaulin pond, we have fiberglass. So we look at them, the importance that they have over the other one, their treatment, how to use them, what you need to know about them. So while we are doing this, we believe that as many of you that are watching this video will not be confused in this business, and God will help you to survive this business. You make good profit, you'll be happy, and you'll be so happy that you subscribe to this channel. So do well to share, our video with your friends. Thank you so much. This is Fish College. We love you and we wish you all the best. Thank you.
Feed the nation, meet the need. Fish College, yes we can. Empower farmers across the land.
Some days ago, we just come back from the camp, and part of what we did was to empower the youth as a way of inspiring them and even you that is watching us. The best way to move in this life is to start. It's better for you to try something and fail than not trying. If you're among those that want to start fish farming business and you have been procrastinating for long, you're not really doing yourself so good. I told these guys minimum of how many? 11 fish because of their core members, so that they can use their buckets to start. I know that anyone that manage those fish, as soon as those fish reach 2 months, that bucket will not contain them again. They will be moved to get something bigger, and before you know, they are learning the business and because of their services. So my what I'm trying to say is that even you yourself watching this video, we have enough fingerlings, we have enough juvenile, we have enough posts to sell to you. And not just us, there are other farms around you that you can still get in case you feel that distance is a barrier. Just make sure you start something, okay? Start something and good Lord will bless. If you are confused, do yourself good by registering for our training class and picking up our training manual for proper guides. So enjoy this clip as you see them collecting their fish and sharing their testimony. Thank you.
Yeah, good afternoon. My name is Joseph Atiakwe, state code number 0844 OG. I've been posted to Owo. Thank Said and Fish College so much. After the training, we have been given some fish to go home and train. All thanks to Fish College and Said. Thank you.
Knowledge is power, and we give you more. Aquaculture tools right at your door. From training to farming, we light your way. Agricultural success starts today. Don't give up, don't let go. Plant the seed and let it grow. Together we change the story. Farming life, a path to glory.
Fish College is there.
No farmers,
Nation! Nation! Yep. SAED! All members creating wealth! SAED! All members creating wealth! No farmers! No nation! No farmers! No nation! No farmers! No nation! SAED! All members creating wealth!
Fish College.
Next we're not going to understand this in what you said.
I suppose call BO incubator net. That is
I want to show them that this is what we use.
yes, sir. You can just show this.
Because all their minds, so they like that one very well.
I'm supposed to invite bees here. No, just to introduce them to the bees.
They will not have us.
They will not harm.
They love beekeepers. This is what we use for incubation.
Okay, calm down.
Yeah, we don't need it.
Incubation is. Space the idea. Calm down, not to win you.
SAED!
Omo.
Doki, but this is not where we appreciate them now.
This is a good guy.
You know,